What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Wars. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful day, nice Saturday afternoon. Basically here, what I wanted to do is take some time and talk about this trade I took on futures, and just want to show you guys how to do futures trading, because a lot of people ask me questions about it. Definitely is not for everybody, a little bit of a higher risk trading strategy, but it has a high reward. So as long as you have a stop loss and you follow your plan, protect yourself, you should be okay. But it does require margin. So it's a little bit different than options and shares. All right. So if you're ready, let's step into the war zone. The first thing that I'm going to do here, guys, is I want to talk about a little bit about the weekly and monthly chart for the Nasdaq and why I was interested in getting long. And this is for a longer term play. That's pretty much why I got involved. So Edwin, Trading Wars Army, what's going on, brother? Big Papa Rich, Trading Wars Army, good to see you. Nandy Doc, what's going on? So the first thing I'm going to do here, guys, I'm just going to show you the unrealized profit that I have. So this is something that I want to hold for a long time. So shout out to the Trading Wars Army SPY members. I've been killing it, by the way. Thank you very much for letting me be your teacher. So here we go. So this is on one contract. This is where I'm currently sitting at. So I'm just going to open up my broker here on my phone, and I'm going to find the average cost here. So the actual cost. So MNQ is a micro Nasdaq futures contract, a micro. Okay. So a micro is not a full contract. These are futures contracts. So again, they're almost like buying a share, right? But it's highly leveraged, meaning that for every point that it moves, you're going to see a big change in your P&L. Okay. So I got long at, I'm going to go ahead and put the price in here. So it's 11,291, 11,291 right here. All right. So that was my entry. Okay. So the white line. So let's first of all, before we even get to why I took the trade, let's just take a bigger picture look on the micro futures. Okay. So this is the micro futures. They've been active since 2019. So if we really wanted to see the bigger picture on the Nasdaq, we would have to go to QQQ, right? That's the ETF, or we could just go to NQ, which is the regular Nasdaq futures contract. So they're basically the same thing. Okay. So we had the COVID drop, right, which was back in February 2020, and then from there we had a huge rally. We had a Ragnarok pattern here that took us higher, and then we pulled back. So if I take a fib, let's just take a fib here from high to low like that. And let me just put it on the actual levels. There we go. So there's our high, there's our low. And you could see that we were in the golden zone. So the golden zone, for all you guys that trade with me and follow me, it's between the 50 to the 786. So if we just think about this logically, what is this saying? Well, this is saying that after this rally of basically, how many points was this? Let's say a 10,000 point rally, right? So after this 10,000 point rally, we literally dropped 5,000 or 6,000 back down. All right. So essentially it's saying it's 50% cheaper than when it was up here at the high from this rally. So we're getting it at a 50% deal. So whenever I go to the higher time frames, like the monthly chart, and I see that things are on a 50% deal, I will always take a chance, always. And that's how you really grow small accounts. And that's how I was able to take 5,000 into 80,000, is looking at the bigger picture. So the bigger picture is saying, look, you have an opportunity here that might be once in a lifetime. Because if we turn the corner here next week and we start to push higher, and then, who knows, in a few years or even by the end of the year, probably not by the end of the year, but maybe by the end of next year, if we just go bullish, we could break the high, right? And you could see here that we're clearly in an uptrend, and there's no doubting that, right? We could also have a scenario like this back in 2000, but the favoritism right here, the probability and the risk to reward is pointing more towards the upside here, because we got a 50% deal. If I wanted to short, it should have been up here. Okay. So hit me with a 5 if you're following me so far. So essentially, I use the monthly chart to determine that we're at a discount. And because of that, this is why I decided to enter into these futures contracts. And the reason I want to use futures is because I get high leverage for my money. So it's high risk, high reward. But you could technically just do shares in the queues. You could do future contracts, option contracts, right? So there's a lot of ways for you to get involved. But for me, my preference is the MNQ. And I'm going to explain why. So first of all, remember the white line is our entry. So we have to go back all the way to Sunday. So Sunday was when I got into this position. Okay. So the market opened on Sunday right here. And then we rallied and we came back down. And what I did, so let me just talk about how I actually got into the trade and why, is I took this Fibonacci from the last low going into the weekend, and then I pulled it to the high that it made on Sunday. And I literally saw the same thing. Like it's crazy how the Fibonacci work because it's fractal in nature, meaning that what's happening on the higher time frame is actually happening on the lower time frame too. And that's why I love it, because it's a simple strategy. You just keep repeating it. So literally same thing. I got a 50% deal. We got this pattern here, Nirvana, right? So there's the in blue, that's a part of my custom patterns, the Trading Wars Golden Indicators. The Nirvana pattern came, right? And you can get the Nirvana if you're in the Discord, or if you have any one of my books, you get that for life. Okay. So that pattern basically is at the 50% is a sign of potential reversal. So once that pattern came in, on the way back up, when we were coming back down here, I had my order just waiting. Okay. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to give this a shot. Everything is lining up. And I got long on that white line. Okay. And that's what this is. So that's how I'm able to have this much profit. So let me walk you through. So that was my entry. So you need to understand what's going on the higher time frame to understand, is this a once in a lifetime potential opportunity where I can make a lot of money? And then how do I actually enter? Well, you always want to enter on a dip, right? I don't want to enter at the high. So like when we were rallying here, I passed. I don't care if I miss it. It's more important for me to get a good deal. So we came back down to the 50% retracement. We put in the pattern and I got long with just one micro contract. All right. Hit me with the 7 if you're following me. Okay. So what does that mean? Essentially, it depends on your broker, but to maintain one contract is roughly like $1,000 or $2,000. Okay. It depends on the broker. Some brokers are a little bit lighter because we're doing a micro contract. We're not doing a full contract. So a micro contract is 1/10. Okay. It's 1/10 of a full contract. So this is how a small account could trade this. All right. Just remember, when you trade overnight, like you see how I got in on Sunday, the margin requirement is going to be higher because it's not during regular trading hours. And here's another thing. How many times have you seen the market makers make big moves overnight? That's how you see gaps in your chart. When you see gap ups, it's because they ran it up the night before. So how many times, between me and you, how many times have you looked at a chart and you're like, these guys ran it up last night. They ran it up. It's up, right? Hit me with a 4 if you've been there before. And I see it all the time. Sometimes they run it down. Sometimes they run it up, right? And if you're not a part of it in the nighttime, like if you're not swing trading or if you didn't get in early in the week, then you're going to miss the move. So this is another reason why I wanted to go ahead and get involved, right? You got to make sure that you have stop loss on these though, because you can get margin called, right? If you don't manage your position, you can get margin called. And that's just the way this game works. So you got to be on top of it. And these future plays, I don't like to share with everybody, but everybody's been asking me. It's not for everybody, right? It's not. But everyone's been asking me, so I want to give you the education. Okay, so but make sure you do your own due diligence with this. This is something that cuts both ways. Okay, so I could go to the hourly chart so we could see it just a little bit more cleaner. All right, so right here is when I got in. Okay, and if I take it from my entry and I bring it up to the high, so it's about 850 points. So how much profit is that? So I made about 850 points. So if you go into the broker or if you go to the website, it'll tell you, right? It'll tell you how much each point is worth. So I'm in Interactive Brokers right now on my phone, and I'm going to tell you. So each point is worth $2. Okay. So if I get in at 11,291, if it goes to 11,292, that's $2. All right. So that's exactly why you see here I'm at like $1,600, because what we do is we take 850 times 2. All right. So now, all right, so I got in on the lower time frame with the monthly chart backing me up. So right here, guys, and this is the daily. So, and it lined up really, really nicely on the daily because you could see we had a little inside bar. So there was so much confluence, right? Now from here, the best thing that I could do, guys, is just get my stop loss to break even. That's the best that I can do. Get my stop loss to break even and just give it a chance to go as far as it wants to. Because if I caught the bottom of the stock market here, bottom of the stock market here, guys, it's a potential to be a once in a lifetime play. I could take this one contract and it could make, 30, 40, 50 grand, 100 grand, who knows? And what I'm going to do, okay, is once I have a good cushion, I will, this is how you go to like the next level. I will add a little bit more contracts with my unrealized profits. So the unrealized profits that I have, I will reinvest those profits on other dips, and I'll structure it in a way that worst case scenario, I go break even. Okay. So that is how I trade futures with long-term plays. Definitely high risk. We also day trade, like day trading futures is probably the safest thing. We day trade futures every day in the Discord, where we just like in and out, in and out, in and out, because you get high leverage, and then you don't have to hold anything overnight. So you just wipe yourself, you clean your books at the end of the day. Okay. So hit me with the 10 if that all made sense, my friend. So that's, basically my outlook there is, I'm loaded in here and it is what it is. Stop loss going to go at break even. And let's see if I can catch it. Let's see if I can catch this run here. So again, I started off with the monthly Nasdaq, and then I went here for NQ. MNQ was the actual tool that I used to get in to the play. I used the Nirvana and the Fibonacci combined right over here on Sunday, and just literally just running with it right now. So let's see what we get out of this. Okay. What else, guys? What else? So just wanted to say real quick here, let's just do a quick scan. So this is just a sneak peek. So I ran the market scanner here for the blue raindrops, and on the weekly here. So looking for potential swing trades. And we got a really, really nice setup with Tesla. You can see right here, Tesla popped up. So Tesla, guys, very, very nice pick going into the coming week. So I'm going to post a free setup here on Twitter. So make sure you're following my Twitter. I'm going to just post a free setup for you guys. But the last time we had one was in June, and in April of 21, definitely led to some volatility. You could see small raindrop, big volatility. So, we're looking here to see if this is a turning point for Tesla, either up or down, it's fine. But we want to see an increased volatility. We want to see big candles like this. So set yourself up with your leaps, with your, whatever you want to do, however you want to play it with shares. You could do whatever you want. I'm going to post some stuff for you guys in a bit. All right, guys. So yesterday I just did a quick recap on SPY. Let me just do that in case anybody missed it. Just going to do it really, really quickly. So yesterday was probably one of our best days of the month. For sure, it was the best day, where we had this gap up. And this is what I mean by running it up overnight. Okay. You see, they run it up overnight. So the market closes here for regular people. Then futures is doing its thing. And then all of a sudden we open on Friday with a big gap up. Hit me with a 6 if that makes sense. And that's why you see gaps. And I want to make sure you understand that. You see gaps because overnight it's futures that are moving. The market, people are positioning themselves. There's different time zones that are in play here. We're talking about, different markets that are coming in: Europe, Japan, China, all day placing bets, and they're building it up. And then boom, we open up on the New York Stock Exchange right here. We gap up, and sometimes you got to be in it before that in order to really capitalize. But that being said, we like to still come and hit it from a day trading perspective. So let me just walk you through. Let me just show you my live commentary. So right off the bat, guys, I did an opening range breakout. Okay. So I did the opening range breakout on the 3-minute chart. And this one was probably my best play in a long time, because I'm going to show you how I basically added to my position. So we started off with the 3-minute chart. Once we broke that high, I got long. And then what I did here, guys, is I drew the Fibonacci from the low to the high like this. And I had another order right here on the 618 to get long again. So boom, we came down. It filled me, guys. It was a little bit scary. But right after this, guys, check this out. Bam. That was it. So I added twice. I had the orb on the long and the 618. Took that, guys, straight into the close. And these are probably, guys, once every few months, it's going to be an easy day like this where we gap and go. And the people that are not willing to trade the fibs and are just not willing to see what's happening in front of their eyes, like we have a gap up, we have these big, big, powerful bars, they're going to have to pay the price, guys. And that's why I like to keep it simple. I have an opening range breakout. It means if it breaks to the upside, I go long. If it breaks to the downside, I go short. Right. So I just play what the chart tells me. So let me just walk you through here. So this was me drawing the fib in real time. And then I said I added on the 618 max stop losses low of the day. And I gave out the targets and we absolutely crushed it. So really, really nice day. Really, really good Friday for us. And then also I took Netflix. I just want to talk about it real quickly because I think Netflix is like the perfect scenario that you'll ever see in your life for the style of trading that I do. So where are we? So I had two losers, Comcast and Kroger, and then I hit Netflix and General Motors for big, big monster plays. Okay, and let me explain to you what the whole strategy is. So if we look at Netflix, guys, I go to the daily chart. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove everything here. And just let's look at this together. Okay. All right. So first thing is Thursday, we close with an inside bar. So notice there's a gap here, right? There's an open gap. And we know a lot of the times the market loves to fill gaps. It's like magnets. And we had an inside bar that had a shotgun setup. And the shotgun setup is one of my most powerful setups. What it means is if you look to the left of the inside bar, there was a big wick. So that wick is somebody was short. And then we look again over here, there was another wick. So these are short people, short players in the market on Netflix. And we have an inside bar that's closing near the highs. So they're not dead yet, guys. They're not dead. Like the game is not over for them yet. But if we push the next day, it could be over. Right? So do you guys understand that? Hit me with a 9 if that makes sense. So this is called a shotgun inside bar setup. I love looking for this. That's why I gave you this, guys, on Thursday. I gave you this pick on Thursday because I knew it had a lot of potential, guys. And, big shout out to those who support me on Twitter and support me on YouTube. Subscribe because, look, I do this all every single day. There's not a day that I miss, guys. Look, here was the Netflix play. 182.07 was our long trigger. So let me go ahead and walk you through now. So we have the shotgun. We go down to the 5-minute chart, right? You can see I'm just going to keep these yellow boxes on because these were all of the wicks. Okay, so I'm going to keep those yellow boxes on. So let me go and show you the plan now. Okay, so our line in the sand is 182.07. Okay, 182.07. So here is these. So this is the gap. Okay, this is the wicks on the daily here and here. And we are trying to get in right here and break the wicks. Okay. So that's what we're trying to do. So let me just go ahead to the Discord and I'll show you my full trading plan for Netflix. So entry 182.07, stop 180.13, first target 183.92. So this trade I fully automated. I put it in on Thursday night. So on Friday, I didn't even, like when I'm trading SPY, I don't even need to look at this. It just does it on its own. Okay. So here we go. Now watch closely. So boom, we come in here, we break it. You see it? We break it. We break the wick and they're still trying. Like if you look at this right here, they're still trying. It's a red candle. They're still trying until they have to throw in the towel. That's it. Right? And then this is called a short squeeze. Once it starts picking up steam, guys, there's no looking back. Check this out. So let me just fast forward. Boom. See that? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that was Netflix. All right. So hit me with an 11 if that made sense. Hit me with an 11 if that made sense. All right. So that's what I like to do. That's my strategy for those lottos. Look at all the wicks that are here. Wicks here, wicks here. I'm trying to crush those wicks. And that's how you get, 390%. And if we look at General Motors, it was even more powerful. So I still have this is my entry stop. That was my first target. So this one went for 630%. And if I go on the daily chart, guys, it was the same thing. Look at this, guys. This one is even more beautiful because we had, that's a nasty shotgun wick right there. Look at that shotgun. Boom. So all of these bears were there. All of these bears were there. And then look what we did on the 5-minute chart. Look what we did. Right? So this line right here was our entry price. Hit that entry price, guys, and it just ripped. It ripped. Send me the rockets on those two trades, guys. Send me some rockets. That's beautiful. Comcast, brother is asking about Comcast. Yeah, so Comcast, it did the same thing. It just took some time. And this chop made me lose. This piece right here made me lose. If if it didn't chop like this, I would have been fine. But this chop got me stopped out. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get going, but you're not gonna get them all. All right, all right. That's it, guys. I wanted to just share some insights with you and show you my appreciation for all your support. Trendspider, check that out there. Tesla looking good. I'm going to post that. Use my code, guys, TWZ50 at checkout. You get a hookup and it helps me out. Or if you're already Trendspider member, let them know you want to join the Trading Wars affiliate and you'll get all of my scans right here, guys. Okay. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a big stream. It's how to trade SPY for a living. One of the best weeks. I'll show you all of my trades step by step. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe. You guys are the best. All right. Take care.